Latina Falcone, also known as Penance, is without a doubt the worst judge in Arknights. I mean, she's the only judge in Arknights, but still. And this is not just some clickbaity title just to justify me talking about Penance. I mean it is, but it's not just because I think she's hot. I want to talk about her being the worst judge in Arknights. Now, I'm going to take a leaf out of the Saul Goodman of Arknights Provisio's handbook and provide some evidence just to justify my claim that Penance is in fact the worst judge. Exhibit A. Penance works for the mob. Now, I think anyone with half a brain cell can see why working for the mob is immediately a black mark against you as a judge. You immediately have conflicting interests. Now, in Penance's defense, she actively ignored the mob when she was making her rulings. The family she was aligned with had a pretty understanding leader. Bernardo refused to get involved in Penance's rulings and simply accepted her ruling against him in some cases. However, just because you have a strong sense of justice does not justify working with the mob. So unfortunately for Penance, this is going to have to go against her and further my case for her being the worst judge in Arknights. Exhibit B. Penance wrongfully prosecutes Texas. Now, during the events of Il Siracusano, an assassination occurs, and Texas, being at the scene, is Penance's primary suspect. So of course, justifiably, she arrests Texas. However, it comes to pass that Texas is not the assassin, and despite offering, but instead of releasing Texas, Texas asks Penance to prosecute her anyway in order to maintain peace. Now, Penance, being someone of high moral standing and wishing not to see her city and her fellow countrymen hurt, agrees to do this, which is a cool motive but still malpractice. And as such, this is another black mark against Penance's career as a judge. Luckily, however, there is one person in Arknights that does not stand this malpractice, and Lapland intervenes. She objects on the behalf of Texas before this miscarriage of justice could be carried out. Lapland objects with a truck, and Exhibit C. Penance incites a mob to violence. Now, violence might be a bit of an exaggeration. Penance, through her exceeding levels of charisma, is able to incite a mob to take over the control center of the mobile city that has just been built. Now, she of course does this for the most upstanding reasons. She wishes to prevent the families from controlling Siracusa. However, once again, much like with the previous exhibit, this, despite being noble, is in fact against the law. Again, I can't be too harsh on her. She is doing the right thing and potentially what needs to be done in that moment. But as a judge who is meant to stand for the law, this is clearly a breach of her ethics as a judge. And this action leads her to taking on a position far more powerful than a judge. She, alongside Vigil, Texas, and Lapland, become the new ruling body for this new mobile city. I don't think Penance planned this out or anything, but as a judge, this is clearly some fuckery with the law. And that's about it. I've made my case for why Penance is a bad judge. Putting aside the memes about her being a terrible judge, I do in fact love this character. Please do not put a pipe bomb in my mailbox. Please, I don't know how serious you Penance fans are going to take this. I love her. I just have to make that clear. Just gotta spell that out. I am not trying to fuck with your wolf waifu. She's great. I love her. This is jokes. Remember to be good people. I'll see you next time.